Today I'll be coloring some pictures out of Calvin's It's a Magical World. Calvin's a pretty funny character. I love to read his comics. He's got funny hair though. I couldn't quite figure out the color. I picked one. I'll probably use a slightly different one on the next photo, on the next page. Also, you'll notice on this coloring, I am coloring all of the panel at once. I'm not sure if I like that effect or not. Probably on the next one I will try for Calvin. I'll just color one frame at a time and see how that turns out differently. Coloring Calvin's desk was pretty easy. I wanted it to be a couple different shades. I should have probably put the light color on top but the dark on the bottom. But I used dark on the bottom and then a lighter shade, cinnamon, on the bottom part of his desk. There wasn't a lot of detail in Calvin drawings to allow for shading and emphasis. It was quite difficult to figure out spots where I wanted to do that, so I didn't do much of that in this one. You know, you'll note Calvin's dad wears funny colored sweaters sometimes, and so I made him a purple one today. Again, there's not a lot of ways to provide depth in these photos, or in these drawings. Also, I kind of made his couch a reddish color, reddish purple, maybe a plum, just to be funny. Tried to add some emphasis by pressing down hard on some of the lines on the couch to give it some depth. Calvin's shirt is usually really bright red. I use this scarlet red. I might try a different color red next time, see how that turns out. I went through and shaded all the parts that were red, and then I went back and pressed down harder on the lines of the shirt to see if I could add some depth to that picture doing that. Yeah, you'll note that I made the paper yellow. White doesn't turn out very good in colors, neither pencil or crayons. So I like to use yellow instead. And I wanted this dinosaur to be green. He didn't stand out as much as I wanted, so I'll probably use a brighter green next time. And then I used kind of a skin color. I think this is peach on his face and hands. They're kind of scattered all over the place, so as I do the whole panel, so I jump through that. And I made his dad the same. There, I forgot a spot. I do that from time to time. I'll notice something as I'm coloring something else. I forgot a spot, so I'll go back and fix it, and I did a few of these here. Tops of Calvin's shoes are red, and I put a little brown on the bottom. Made his dad's shoes brown and with a black sole. Started to do background on these. I wasn't sure how they would work. I'm not sure they work that well. I'll try the next panel. I probably won't color backgrounds and see how they turn out. In this case, I used some light green at the top, which worked pretty well, and this blue on the father panel. And this one, I couldn't decide if I should do the captions or not, so then I did. Didn't like how that turned out. And this was all fine, but I used a darker color on Calvin's response to try and bring it out, and I didn't like how that turned out. So just a little more emphasis in a couple places, and this comic is about done. I used the blue. You probably can't really tell on Calvin's eyes. I could tell it on the page, but it didn't turn out very well on the screen. So I'll play with that. Please subscribe. These are some colors I used.